Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Welcome back to the Madhouse, Jacqueline Drake, and welcome back to tonight's feature card event for the NASCAR Modifieds, the Brad's Golf Cars NASCAR Modifieds, the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Mighty Modifieds.
All right, here we go. Starting in 20th position from Mooresville, North Carolina, the number 57 of Danny Bowman. And to the inside, starting in the 19th position, the number 99 of Jordan Fleming.
Let's remind everybody, Danny Bowman and Jordan Fleming, as well as the next driver, took the fans' challenge to start in the rear. If they make it up to the top four, these three drivers, they win a big bonus, maybe $3,000. So the other driver we're talking about starting 18th, James Savali in that number 79 Hillbilly entry. So Savali, Danny Bowman, Jordan Fleming, folks, if they make it back up to the top four from the rear, $3,000. Starting 17th from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Not a good draw for that driver tonight in the Surrey Chemicals machine. It's the showstopper, Chris Fleming.
Starting in the 16th position from Lexington, North Carolina, number 51 of Drew Moffitt. And starting 15th from King, North Carolina, the number 91 of Junior Snow.
Starting 14th tonight is the Wiley veteran in the number 5 car, the Greg Butcher Towing Amanda Tucker Carolina Triad Choice Realty number 5 machine. Big round of applause to this guy every time he's here. One of the great veterans. It's Randy Butner. And to the inside, a fan favorite everywhere in the Southeast. His birth certificate may say Ross, but we know him as Boo Boo Dalton.
Starting in the 12th position, he qualified on the pole but did a redraw and is starting 12th tonight. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 69 of John Holloman IV. And starting the 11th position from Monroe, North Carolina, the number 3 of Danny Propst.
Starting 10th tonight in the number 75, a race winner last week, the Wahlberg, North Carolina driver, the second-generation star, the Phoenix Packaging Wahlberg Grill and Pizza machine. It's Lee Jeffries. To the inside, in the Myers Brothers Racing number 6 from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, Corey Levette.
Starting the 8th position from Louisville, North Carolina, the number 49 of Lee Stimpson. And to the inside, from King, North Carolina, the number 10 of Dan Speeney.
Brotherly Love is the next row, and it's also a row of pure Bowman Gray Stadium history. On the outside of the third row, starting in 6th position today, the QRC HVAC Carolina Drilling number 4 machine, 37-time winner here at the Madhouse. It's the number 4 of Jason Myers. His brother starts to the inside, also from Walnut Cove, North Carolina. In the Citrus Safe Cleaners Backyard Leisure's number 1, 89-time winner, Bert the Ace Myers.
Starting in second row outside from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 04 of Brandon Ward. And to the inside from Kernsville, North Carolina, the number 44 of Daniel Beeson.
Now your front row starters for tonight's Kevin Powell Motorsports 100. The driver starting to the outside of the front row from Tobaccoville, North Carolina, that day-glow orange machine you see right there. Hayes Jewelers, Jerry Hunt Supercenter on board for the 12th time Bowman Gray Stadium Modified champ. It's Tim, the Rocket Brown. And starting on the pole tonight, you see it right there. You see a number 75. She is the queen of the modifieds in the Phoenix packaging, number 75. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Susan Harwell. Great to see Susan starting up front here in this race. Usually, Susan Harwell, if she draws on the front row, typically she drops to the back. She is one of the great sportsmen in this division. She's a survivor. She's a fighter. She has battled and beat cancer. She is a mother. She is a wonderful woman. And I say the queen because if she's Alfred Hill's girl, one of the greats here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And when you go talk to her in the pit area, there's nobody that will greet you with a warmer smile than the lady in that number 75.
You're absolutely right. The last year when I started doing broadcast here, I went down there, and I wanted to get to know the drivers, and I walked up to her pit area, and she sat there and talked to me for 30, 45 minutes, which was really nice to get to know her.
And you see that 75 dropping back. It's not that she's not competitive. Susan just knows in this race, okay, these modifieds are incredible machines. And while she's a veteran in this rank, she's comfortable with her role and where she is in racing. And I look at that as being a great sportsman. 153 career starts for Susan Harwell. Somebody that all of us that have been in Bowman Gray for a long time, we just greatly admire her. But we don't just admire her for the things we admire Burt Myers for, like 89 wins or 94 for Tim Brown. The win list doesn't matter when it comes to human beings like Susan Harwell. She is a true sportsman herself in this great sport of NASCAR auto racing.
Now we're going to get the modifieds warmed up. They're going to get their tires going. They're going to warm up those brakes. You can see right there Tim Brown doing what I like to call the brake check.
Well, Tim Brown getting some heat in the brakes, heat in the tires. A 31 race winless drought for Tim Brown dating back to 1993. He's sick and tired of talking about it. Let's just be plain and simple. He was sick and tired of talking about it late last year. And he was surely sick and tired of talking about it at the season opener, the Hayes Jewelers 200, where he led the majority of that race and then lost it in the closing stages. Can he hang on tonight and break that drought that has kind of haunted the great driver from Tobaccoville, North Carolina?
It has, and I will say he has a little bit of luck on his side, though, tonight, because drawing the number 2 there, that's a really good position to be in. And now, with Susan falling back, then it'll put him maybe in the pole position there. But,
I think they'll slide up the front row.
Oh, they'll slide
I think Beeson will probably get the pole. Yeah, I think that's
all right. Well, that's even still, that's a good draw. Better than
tough
some
to
of the
start
others
on the
here.
outside, though.
It is. We'll see. He does a good job at the restarts here, playing a little bit of cat and mouse. I've actually asked him about that. He laughs. He laughs when you say, "Oh, what, those restarts? You play a little bit of mind games." He's like, "What do you mean?"
Well, lights are out on the modern Chevrolet Pace vehicle at Bowman Gray Stadium as the Mighty Modifieds get set to do battle. Daniel Beeson. I did it again. I love the midget racer, Jonathan Beeson. Sorry. So both Beesons are awesome. They're not related. Trying to avenge his tough race from the last time we were at Bowman Gray Stadium.
All right,
These are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. The Kevin Powell Motorsports 100 is green at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And look at that power from the 83, jumping to the front of the field, going to lead them into turns 3 and 4 for the first lap.
Tim Brown out to the lead, but the battle is on right behind him in second place. Teammates side by side. The last time these teammates tussled, it was in the north turn, and it resulted in contact and a spin by the number 44 red machine you see on the bottom, Daniel Beeson. Right now he settles at the third. Teammate right in front of him, Brandon Ward in the gray car in second position. In fourth position, the number 1 right there on your screen. It's the ace, Burt Myers.
Burt Myers is not going to let him get away too far without continuing to use that chrome horn, or the orange horn for him right behind him, just to see. Oh, tries to get a little bit of shot, gets a little loose there.
And the 10 right behind him, Mike Speeney. It says Dan Speeney, but I saw Mike down there, so I think Mike is in that car. The Speeneys like to confuse us there, but Burt Myers now moving into third position past Beeson. Beeson now dropping back 2 spots in that red number 44. Beeson goes backwards, and Speeney and Myers go forward.
And look at this. Brandon Ward has closed that gap that Tim Brown has had, working on lap 6 this time by. He's not going to let the 83 get too far away from the rest of the field.
1-2 in points last year are 1-2 on the racetrack. Your 12-time track champion is in the lead. The driver of that Dayglow Orange, number 83 on your screen, but stalking the back bumper of that number 83 is the Q104.1 car, Brandon Ward, the great short track veteran. Ward raced Pro Cup, so many different things. The Goodies Dash Series in NASCAR. And he's made his home here at Bowman Gray Stadium like a good pair of slippers. He's become comfortable in these modified race cars, racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And look behind him, that gap has now closed. Burt Myers now right up behind their bumper. Not sure if Tim Brown is slowing the pace a little bit or they're just catching up to him.
Very smart.
It might be either way here, but Burt Myers is now right up on the back bumper of Brandon Ward, followed by that number 10. Now you can see the top 4 blanket over them, Dan Speeney and that number 10, all together.
Well, there's a good amount of grip, believe it or not, in this brand new pavement here. So I do think you're right, though. I do think the 83 is trying to slow the pace down just a little bit, and Burt Myers is trying to charge up there to get into an opportune spot. He would like to be that driver in second position. You know, usually you would say, why? It's a one-groove track at times here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Why would he want to start second? You'd maybe want to line up in the old days third, so you'd get the inside. But no, there's the choose cone restart here at Bowman Gray Stadium. So it's really cool to start second because you could choose the inside or you could go for it on the outside. And we'll see it if we get a yellow flag here at some point. 14 laps in the books for the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage there to be able to choose what you want, especially in the closing laps here. As you've seen with Bowman Gray, you want to be in a good position where someone can't move you out of the way. So we'll see kind of how this unfolds, but 16 laps in the books, 100 laps is the distance scheduled. As you can see, Tim Brown continuing to lead here, getting a few shots from behind from Brandon Ward, but nothing I would say that's too aggressive, overly aggressive, just a little tippy tap saying, I'm here, I'm here.
Oh, you saw a little tip tap there, but that was more of like Tim Brown kind of playing defense. Okay, you talked about it the last time we were up here. You know, if you're a modified driver here with the big bumpers in the front and in the back, you actually play defense in these cars. And how you play defense is slowing that car down in the center of the corner, right there, okay? And making sure if you're going to get hit, especially coming off the corner when you're going to throttle, that you get hit square. That's what you want to get hit square going into entry of the corner and make sure the car is slowed down and it won't wash up. And leaving the corner, you might slow down just a little bit extra so when you get the fire, you get the advantage.
It's very similar to legend car racing. You want to drive defensively so someone hits your bumper the exact same way that you were just talking about, Matt. So you see a little bit of that going on. Tim Brown is the king of doing that now. He's the winningest champion, and that is for a reason. We see him time and time again. Very strategic driver, knows just how to play those mind games or get the defense up when he knows he's going to be hit so he doesn't get loose. Although he does let the veil slip a little bit here or there, but for the most part, truly a professional underneath that 83.
Give you an update towards the back of this field right now. In the last position is James Savali. And if we, in front of these leaders, the leaders are actually closing into the tail of that field. Those are your fans' choice competitors. They qualified in the top 4. 3 of them took the fans' choice. Jordan Fleming in the 99 has pulled off of the racetrack, so he is no longer a contestant in that. So it's down to 2 drivers. James Savali in the number 79 machine, and there's a spin. Danny Probst. Danny Probst has spun his number 3 onto the infield grass on the back straightaway, and Probst has brought out the first yellow. The caution 811 is out, lap 25. Danny Bone and James Savali are the 2 drivers that are still eligible if they can make it up to the top 4. If one of them does it, $3,000. If both of them do it, they split it, $1,500 each. And if none of them do it, here's the best part. It goes in the bank, girl. And guess what? The next time we have a fans challenge, $6,000 in the kitty.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. A little bit of gambling almost.
I love it, man. I think it's great because it shows the drivers' personalities, too. Are they going to play it safe and say, nah, I ain't going to take that challenge. I want to see if I can get a good draw and start up front. Or are they going to say, oh, let me roll the dice here a little bit and let me go for the moolah, the money.
When you say the fans challenge, it made me think of several years ago we had this promotion in the Cars Tour where if you had the top 3 right, the fans, you drew hats, then you won $10,000.
Look who's pulling up to the pace car, Jacqueline. That's the driver taking the fan choice. He's going to the pit area. James Savali is going to go to the pit area to service that Hillbilly Racing number 79, obviously not liking the handling on that machine and taking his car to the pit area.
Plenty of time, though. We have plenty of time. We're only 27 laps in, and there's plenty of time here to make moves, especially if he thinks there's going to be a caution where he can use that choose cone to move up further through the field. He was already doing good work, so might as well take the chance now and make a little bit of adjustments. You were just speaking on the fans challenge, and we have a stat here from Justin Mincy. Burt Myers last season winning $9,000. So once it all added up, that's a nice little bonus.
That's incredible. That's a big bonus right there for these race car drivers to win $9,000 on top of what you're winning.
What do you think, Burt?
The cone's out. The cone's out, folks. Let's get ready. See who's going to choose what. Tim Brown's going to choose the bottom. Oh, Brennan Ward chooses the top. Chooses the top.
Myers, bottom. Number 10. Dan Spini is going to go to the inside. We have another taker here for the outside. Looks like John Holloman now going to start second row outside. 44 is also going to go to the outside here. Daniel Beeson. Mr. Kernsville, North Carolina. All right, here we go. We're going to get set to go to green. And he's going to fire off Tim Brown. Nice start there. Brandon Ward's not going to let him get too far. He's going to hold him on the outside, squeeze him into the corner, and we have a caution is out. We have a turn. We have a little bit of pileup.
Trouble in the south
Lots
turn.
of trouble.
Spini goes around, as well as the number 44 of Daniel Beeson. Lee Jeffries stopped his race car, and so did the number 4 of Jason Myers, but they really didn't suffer any damage. Danny Bone was also involved, who's in the fans challenge, and there you see the machine of Drew Moffitt.
You can see right there, lots of damage on that left front tire. He's going to, looks like he's waving to the officials. Maybe he doesn't realize how bad it is. Not sure if he's going to get out of the car here. They're like, no.
Yeah, it looks like there's some damage on the left front of that machine. They're taking a look at it right now, the suspension of that machine. And the tow truck has arrived on the scene, and they are going to give Drew Moffitt's number 51 a lift back behind the field house to his pit area, which is his pit area is located right behind the field house. Oh my God, Zach Taylor is here in the booth. I don't know if we can get the camera to zoom in on the booth here, but we do have a visitor in the booth.
He looks so happy to be here.
There is
like
a visitor
Santa.
in the booth. Oh boy, he doesn't have a beard. He doesn't have a red suit.
He does have a beard.
Well, he does have a beard, but it's not white. You're right.
Still
You're right. I'm
counts.
so
You
sorry.
have a beard.
I have a.
Is your beard not a beard?
You can't
since
call
it's not
my
white?
beard a beard. It's
No?
pathetic.
Is it hair on your face?
It is hair on my
considered a
face, so I
beard.
guess it's a beard. But Zach Taylor is
What
here.
does he have here?
Let's see if we can see the booth from the camera. Zach Taylor is here in the booth, and Zach is the owner of Little Donuts. Zach, what do you got for us, buddy?
Oh, we just got you a bucket of cinnamon sugar donuts to try out tonight.
Ooh.
Well, you know I like donuts. You heard it last week.
Cinnamon sugar.
There's plenty of people that were talking about our love affair with Little Donuts, which is one of the great concession items here at Bowman Gray Stadium. So we don't say this just to get donuts from Zach, okay? So let's be clear. Zach, my man here, Zach, supports race cars here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Chuck Wall, Blaine Curry, superstars in the stadium stock division. So there's a big tie-in there, you know, with you, your family here at Bowman Gray. You are a Bowman Gray guy. But the biggest thing here is we say this and we eat these donuts because, you know, there's so many great concession items here. You have to take your family here to Bowman Gray Stadium. Trust me, if you've never been here to Bowman Gray, it's such an awesome thing to come join 15 to 17,000 fans on a Saturday night in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I bring my little boy here, sit in the grandstands, get you a bucket of donuts, get you a soda, and just enjoy racing action. Jacqueline, are you going to have you a donut?
Absolutely.
Come on. Give one to Mincy, too.
It
We
doesn't
gotta give
remind
Lucas
me of a
some
donut.
donuts.
It looks like a tiny
Thank you, buddy.
churro.
It's
Thank
not.
you.
I mean, I guess a donut's a tiny churro. I bet it's a donut. It's not little churros.
All right, we got the choose cone out
Let's
this time.
choose here. I'm going to choose a cinnamon sugar donut. Let's see what the
Thank you,
Lucas
Zach.
choose.
Here we go.
Oh,
All
once
right,
again.
Tim Brown. And then same thing, almost deja vu here. Brandon Ward is going to take the outside. Burt Myers on the inside, second row inside, followed by John Holloman the fourth. Everybody, it looks exactly copy-paste here.
Yeah, look at that, though. John Holloman, the pole sitter, is back up to the fourth position right now. Thank you so much, Zach. We appreciate you very much. Oh, he's going to take a picture here. Jacqueline, stand up. We're going green here. And he's got some little donuts. We're about to go green. Lap 34 for the Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds. We're green flag racing at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Great job by Tim Brown there. Brandon Ward not so good this time on the restart. Burt Myers is going to take advantage, followed by John Holloman now going to give him a freight train.
Oh, Myers got loose on throttle there at exit in the corner. Bottom is king. And right now, Brandon Ward is desperate to get the coronation going and get to the bottom. John Holloman, he doesn't want to let him.
Wow, what a shot from behind by John Holloman. He was very aggressive there, going to let Brandon Ward. He is not happy with the way he's racing. And meanwhile, Tim Brown and Burt Myers is going to be able to run away a little bit, working on lap 38.
Well, folks, the plot always gets interesting here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and usually the cream rises to the top in this 100-lap affair, the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100. You guessed it, the front two cars, nearly 40 laps into this, are, could you predict it? Burt Myers and Tim Brown. Tim Brown, the leader, the rivals.
The rivals, the champions. Burt Myers has had a great start to the season, already getting a win. Tim Brown's like, not this guy again.
Burt Myers, your point leader in the Brad's Golf Cars Modified Division, and now he's to the backside of the number 83, throwing a few shots to the bow of that Jerry Hunt Super Centers car. Tim Brown trying to hold on because he wants to get that elusive win, the drought, up to 31. Can he hang on, and can he do it tonight? Orange car, but right behind him is that orange bumper stalking him through the turns of this famed quarter-mile oval.
Tim Brown continuing to do that defense there we talked about earlier, but Burt Myers, you see him jump the turtles a little bit in that corner just to see if he could get any advantage there. Anything that he can do to get to the front of this field as we get closer to the halfway point.
A little update, James Savali is up to 8th. bullying his way up through the field right now in that number 79. He is the fans' choice leader right now. If he can make it up to fourth, he gets $3,000.
Yeah, he gave quite the shot. The back of the Chris Flemings at number 16 there, as they're going to make their way around the number 50 of Boo Boo Dalton.
It's so tough to not look at these leaders right now because it is like white on rice right there. The number 1 car is all over the back bumper of Tim Brown, waiting for him to make a mistake, possibly forcing him to make a mistake. Very, very heady driving by both of those competitors. 2 wily veterans right now playing the game that they know how to play well.
That's right. They definitely are veterans. 22 championships and 184 wins at Bowman Gray between Tim Brown and Burt Myers. Together, they are stat kings here. They are veterans. They know they have the highest skill in modifieds here at the stadium. So seeing them battling it out, man, that right there gets down into deep history here. Who has the better car tonight?
Well, no 2 modified drivers, Jacqueline Drake, have won more races at Bowman Gray Stadium as we hit the halfway to go in the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100. No drivers have won more than these 2. Only 1 driver has ever won more here at Bowman Gray in general, and that is Jimmy Johnson, not the Jimmy Johnson from Cup Series 7-time champion, but Jimmy Johnson of the sportsman ranks. But in the modifieds, the kings that rule Bowman Gray Stadium, well, when you used to say king, you used to think Junior Miller, but these are the 2 kings of the modified division as Burt Myers wiggles a little there. You see the fans now around this quarter-mile facility have gotten to their feet, a lot of them hanging over the edge and cheering on Tim Brown or Burt Myers. This is it. The 2 drivers that everybody loves or loves to hate.
Now, guys, what you don't see yet is in third place, Brandon Ward is just a little outside of your screen, so he's now closed that big gap that they have taken. And you saw Burt Myers there getting Tim Brown actually a little bit sideways. I wonder if he's making any effort, just continuing to tell him, hey, I'm right here. Do not forget about me. It's going to be very important here for Tim to stay consistent and hit his marks every single time if he's going to continue to play defense.
All the 15,000, 16,000 strong here at Bowman Gray Stadium are sure in for a treat. 55 laps into this modified race, 100-lapper for you tonight for the Brad's Golf Cars Modified Division, and they are seeing an absolute classic. You couldn't script it any better. The 2 giants of the Modified Division are bumper to bumper all the way around this track, almost like they're super glued together. What a beautiful night here up in this booth, overlooking the 600 horsepower modifieds as the yellow flag has come out on lap number 57. You know, we gotta realize how blessed we are. You know, just standing up here, standing next to you, Jacqueline, and looking out over this beautiful racetrack with the football field in its infield, and this many race fans on a Saturday night in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. God bless America. This is Bowman Gray.
Happy to be here alongside you as part of it. This is a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun here. Chris Fleming now made it up to 6th place, and James Savali in 7th now.
Well, Jordan Fleming is the one that took it. He is pulled off, but Chris Fleming is up to 6th position. That is awesome because he was mired back in like 14th, Jacqueline, for a while there. And but James Savali is not that far away from being there. You know, I think Fleming started 17th, and he's already up there to 6th. But 7th position right now, James Savali has to get 3 more spots, and he can be $3,000 richer. And I think we need to keep an eye on that, okay? Because our cameras need to keep an eye on that because that 79 car, well, guess what? He's gonna be a bull in a china closet this second half of the race if he's got that money in his eyes.
I think he's already been a little bit of a bull in a china. What's the term? China cabinet?
No, you never heard that? A bull in a china closet.
China closet. So
where
it's
do you keep your china?
Well, I keep it in a cabinet.
Oh, so
you know?
Yeah. Well, it used to be called a china closet.
A closet, okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't have a closet dedicated to China.
I would never put China in a closet.
No.
I'd put it
You'd
in
have
a
it in a
cabinet. You're
cabinet
right.
and you
Why
would
do they say
showcase
that?
it. Exact. None of this makes sense. Okay, so
China shop?
China
Oh, is it
shop,
China shop?
A bowl in a China shop? That actually sounds a little bit better. You had
You're
it wrong.
right. So
Yeah,
we're both wrong.
So a China shop does exist.
Yes,
and
it
if
does.
a bowl went in there, that would be terrible. Anyway, anywho.
I think that's why they say it. The choose cone
Choose
restart
cone
is
here.
out. Burt Myers. Oh, he chooses bottom. Wow.
Same thing here.
I never would have
Brandon
predicted
Ward.
that.
I thought he would go the outside, too. There's still time. There's 61 laps in the books. 100 laps is the distance. So we still got 40 laps here. Plenty of time to make rash decisions.
I always love looking up at the scoreboard at a modified race, and every time I see 61, even if it's a lap counter, I think of the Rapid Roman, the all-time greatest modified driver to ever live, a NASCAR Hall of Famer, first class, from Rome, New York, the 9-time champion, Richie Evans. So when I see that 61, I just always have a smile, even if it's on the lap counter. Because any modified person knows it's like if you're a basketball fan, you know, it's Michael Jordan, right? So, you know, I think Mincy here is probably a Duke guy, so he was giving me thumbs down.
Yeah, he thumbs
How do you thumbs down Michael Jordan? Come on, man.
Thumbs down to Michael Jordan.
I mean, the guy like owns a race car now too. I mean,
Yeah, I think
jeez.
that
Throw a donut at that guy.
I don't know if you should have done that. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell? I mean, really? Bill Russell's great, but come on, man. Bill Russell is more like the Brandon Ward
I like how
of basketball.
I like
He's
how he
great,
doesn't-
but he's not the king.
I like how Justin Mincy up here doesn't say words. He uses lots of hand gestures, and he writes notes on a whiteboard. You could use your voice, like you could use your voice right now, and instead we're just mouthing the words. I love it.
So you're saying he's 11-time champion. So,
Bill
okay,
Russell.
Brandon Ward doesn't have that. Sorry, Brandon, but you're no Bill Russell, I guess, apparently, according to us. But, you know, you're still a champion in our hearts. But that would be more like a Burt Myers. Burt Myers, a 10-time champion here. Burt Myers can be Tim Russell, and maybe Tim Brown can be the great Michael Jordan.
On track here, just
back
for
to
a little
racing.
bit of an update, the number 44 of Daniel Beeson has now gone to the pits twice.
Oh.
So he went out to the pits, came back out, and now he's going back out because we have a
Speeny.
red flag. Yeah, you see over here.
What happened to Speeny?
I don't know. I feel
You know,
like
when that
he
yellow
tried
came out,
to come
none of us
out.
saw what
Yeah.
happened there. Was that because of Speeny?
I can't see right there at all.
That's our
Only
blind
see
spot
it with
here in the
the
booth.
camera.
The camera, great job picking that out there because we're looking around and we can't see anything over there. And that's a great job by Hope or Paulie Walnuts up there.
Just getting out of the car here.
Oh, boy. We are 62 laps into this 100-lap race, and maybe it's a good time to take a break here, a quick break on Flow Racing, and we'll be back with the remainder of this Kevin Powell Motorsports 100 on Flow Racing.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
as we just paid the bills, we come back to pay the bills here in racing and see who's going to check out and grab the big cash. 64 laps on the board. Oh, what a battle to the restart. Brandon Ward on the outside, Tim Brown on the bottom. Wheel to wheel they go in these open wheel 600 horsepower machines. Now Ward slips back just a little. Burt Myers fills the hole. He goes to second position. The battle is on right behind him. Look at big wreck behind him. John Holloman in the number 51 has crashed in turn number 1 and turn number 2. That opens the door for James Savali, who has just now moved into 4th. Savali in the 79 is in 4th. Danny Bone in a shower of sparks coming down the front stretch. That is your other fan's choice, and he looks to be eliminated. Danny Bone looks like he's going to go to the pit area and will most likely be eliminated.
James Savali, you can see, you don't see him right now on your screen, but after that contact happened, he went around and you could see him going left and right just to check on his towing. So I'm not sure if he had a little bit of a clip from that wreck that we saw, but in the top 4 currently. That's great for him. Right here you see John Holloman going to drop the window net, retiring for the evening. Tough break for him. What started out as a strong night, qualifying on the pole here, now going to have to leave on the wrecker. Tough break there for John Holloman.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, he was the pole sitter, Jacqueline. Just bad luck continues for the Black Sand Company number 69. And I was walking in the pit area before and watching Brian Lofton and Carson Lofton, working on that car. Both of them, Brian Lofton is a winner here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Carson Lofton, 15-year-old modified sensation, both working on that number 69 car of John Holloman. His car is at the usually at the shop there. And John Holloman taking the trip around in the Midway Mobile Storage golf cart. Jimmy giving him a lift to the pit area. Unfortunately, him and Junior Snow getting into it. But fortunately for James Savali, the number 79 car, 79 has moved into 4th. And if he stays there, he will be $3,000 richer, Jacqueline.
Now for the race fans back home, we always love when you guys tweet your seats to us on Twitter. Coming in from Worcester, Massachusetts, Kevin Peterson tuning in tonight. Thanks for watching. He's got a bowl of popcorn, and we got a bowl of donuts. So we got the choose cone here.
Choose cone here, and Burt Myers again chooses the inside, opening up the door for Brennan Ward to choose the top. James W. Savali, no surprise, goes to the outside. Bone is back after his right front flat, so he is still in contention, and he pulls up, and he's actually going to restart, take the outside. He's going to restart 6th. The fans' challenge is alive here. It's not just a battle for the win. It's a battle for the moolah. Oh, bad restart for Brandon Ward. Together, big crash. James Savali. Both fans' challenge competitors are in the wall, entering turn 1.
Wow, scary moment there, too. The wheel inside of that number 16 window net for a moment. The 57 and the 79 are stuck together as the 57 is trying to back up.
So Danny Bone, that 57 you see right there, the 16 car, the red machine, the showstopper, Chris Fleming, who was second in points heading into tonight, was Chris Fleming, the driver of the 16. And the fans challenged James Savali and the 57 there. Those two cars looked like they were in the cat's bird seat to get the cash. And voila, Bowman Gray Stadium happens.
I don't know how much damage they got just there, but there is time. We are only on lap 71, so
a lot of attrition too.
Yeah, if they
let's take a look at the Flow Racing replay right here from our speed camera, and you just see
Boom.
Mayhem, and the 16 gets turned around and comes up, collects Danny Bone, who was an innocent victim right there, and you see the fans pointing right there by the beginning of the catch fence right there. and cheering and jeering.
Maybe we can see that again from another angle, but it was very... They're still working on the 16 over here. Try to get him towed off. So as an update here, James Savali now off of the racetrack, probably checking out his car, seeing if they can work on it and get it back out. Danny Bone also in the work area.
And you see the 16 right there of Chris Fleming. His night is done. Second place in points for the Mount Airy, North Carolina driver. And the Hillbilly team is back in the pit area working on that 79 car. James W. Savali, the Connecticut native who works for Trackhouse Racing. But bad night for Chris Fleming. Having a good time with him in the pit area. I arrived here a little bit late today. And Chris was actually trying to dress me because my collar was all disheveled, having some fun. But the tow truck's back out. Danny Bone is re-entered, and so is the 79. And we're going to go to break here while we get the 16 towed out, pay some bills, and we'll come back with the rest of the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Here we are back live at Bowman Gray Stadium, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, live on Flow Racing from the Madhouse. Bowman Gray Stadium, we are under caution, 71 laps into the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100 here at historic Bowman Gray Stadium. This place opened in 1949. Let's give you a little bit of history there for you. I love, you know I love history, right, Jacqueline?
I know you love
I'm
history.
just a history dork here. Well, let's let you give some history, too, because I've got some history prepped, and Justin Mincy just handed you really cool history, right?
Yeah, he absolutely did. The Hawkins rule was more laps, more fun. When Alvin Hawkins started the 100-lappers in 1965, holy smokes, that was a long time ago. And it's always crazy. We talk about it all the time, but Bowman Gray, the evolution of motorsports here, how it was once with horse and buggy to dirt midgets, and it's just wild.
Yeah, I mean, this place did start, you're right, with midget racing here. And that was the genesis of what actually led to, in a weird way, NASCAR coming here. And Alvin Hawkins and Bill France started the NASCAR legacy here. Of course, Bill France, the founder of NASCAR. But, hey, a little stadium history for you. It's May 6th. You know, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, but today is May 6th. We should celebrate that day in Bowman Gray history. Why not? And let's celebrate it telling you, well, the first time they ever ran on May 6th was the second year ever at Bowman Gray Stadium, 1950. And as opposed to tonight, where we have 16,000 people, only 4,500 people were in attendance, and they saw South Carolina driver Joe Eubanks as the winner that night. He was known as Little Joe. Little Joe Eubanks, yep, the opposite of me. The Winston-Salem Journal, who, is still such an active, vibrant newspaper here in the Triad and covering Bowman Gray Stadium so well with pictures and stories, they wrote, quote, Little Joe Eubanks, the 140-pound package of racing dynamite, jumped into the lead on the first lap and maintained the pace for the entire 25-lap distance, to cop first place honors. That was right. That's pretty cool to read that right there. Driving the Phil Oates' own number 4, Little Joe Eubanks, battled Pap White and Billy Myers to get the checkered flag. 1950 on May 6th.
I love that. And I also love, we just got another tweet your seat
Ooh.
in from St. Martin. Someone's on a vacation.
Oh, what did you just tell them to do that when you were in? Where were you? You were on the beach all week, girl.
I was vacationing in the Bahamas, but
I was vacationing at Ace Speedway.
That's quite the vacation.
Tropical Altamaha.
Miss Heather Harrington came in from St. Martin. She's got her laptop up, watching Flow Racing here. Thanks for watching all the way from the islands.
Yeah.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks for tweeting us.
That's a cool seat.
Yeah, it is.
I want to see a picture. Did she send a picture?
Well, she's in her room.
Oh,
you can
okay.
That's in the resort. You can see. That's nice. We really like that, Heather.
That's very nice.
You enjoy the beach.
Man, some beach somewhere.
Yeah. Even watching Flow, no matter where you are.
Well, in the stands tonight, my buddy Sean Sullivan, we got the cone out. Let's check this out first before we get to the shout out here. And it looks like Burt to the bottom. Repeat, rinse, and repeat. Jason Myers going to the top behind Brandon Ward. My buddy Sean Sullivan, first timer at Bowman Gray Stadium. I bring new people here every time. Every year I try to bring in somebody new. That's my thing. The Bowman Gray Stadium, because if you've never experienced this place, you need to see it firsthand. We love you watching on Flow, trust me, but you need to be here. 74 laps on the Bowman Gray scoreboard on the field house, and we are ready for green flag action. Once again, Tim Brown pulls out to lead, and what a masterful job by Brandon Ward to get cleared down to the bottom. He's in the catbird seat in position number 2. The battle wages on further back in the field. Danny Bone now sitting in the 5th position. One more spot. One spot away from $3,000.
Meanwhile, just getting a pass now in the 6th position, James Savali. He's doing all he can. You can see just how bad that car is now turning, getting really loose and sideways.
Oof.
But he's really going to have to work for that bonus tonight if he wants it. Up ahead of him, eyes forward, you can see the battle there for 2nd and 3rd. Burt Myers on the back bumper. Brandon Ward making Tim Brown feel good, the leader. And in 4th place there, that number 4 of Brandon Ward. In the 57, Danny Bone.
Oh, look at Burt Myers. Look at Burt Myers. Huge shots to the back bumper of Brandon Ward. Another rivalry that a few years ago, Jacqueline, really exploded. And Burt Myers wants to get back to that 2nd spot. He showed it right there in turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, he sure did. Continuing to bump time and time again. We are on lap 80. There's 20 laps to go. We got a 20-lap shootout ahead. Make it happen. Time's ticking.
It is go time, and Burt Myers understands that if we get a green flag run right now, he needs to make hay, and he's doing it. Tries to peek to the bottom right there underneath Brandon Ward. Ward shuts the door. Myers to the back bumper of the Q104.1 machine. The number 1. He wants to go. He knows it's time. Here he goes to the bottom. Burt Myers charges into turn number 3. Give him the number 2 spot.
That was nice work there from Burt Myers, and quite the confidence in his car to be able to let it stick there as the caution flag is going to come out.
Yellow flag is out and searching for a reason. I wonder, I don't think we go back to the lap previous because we're counting laps. So I think Burt Myers will stay in the 2nd position, if I am correct. Chris Fleming is slow on the track in turn number 3. He has returned after that crash that we saw earlier heading into the first turn.
Burt had to work really hard there to get that 2nd place position back due to a great restart by Brandon Ward. So I don't know how much he's burned up doing that, but Tim Brown, I don't know if he turned up the heat there yet. He didn't pull away. He stayed consistent. So it'll be interesting to see what we have left for the last few laps here, or 15 lap shootout essentially. And if they've saved anything.
Oh, yeah, I think they all have something. I think all these guys up front have something. I mean, we've had a lot of caution laps. And these guys have a lot of tire left. And you saw right there, Burt Myers charged off of that corner and got incredible drive. That was a textbook pass.
Yes.
And a very skilled pass to do that without using the bumper. People say you have to hit somebody to get around. You know, I might have even said that or suggested that earlier. Not necessarily true. You saw Burt Myers right there really working his butt off to get him off the corner. Choose cone is out. The double file restart, choose cone. One of the great things here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Burt Myers pulls down low, unmistakably going to choose the bottom. Can Brandon Ward do what he did the last time, which was shut the door and get down to the bottom? That's the battle. The battle of the bulge? No, the battle to the bottom here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I wonder if Brandon Ward is cold from always getting stuck to the outside tonight. Seriously.
Hey, look who's in fourth, by the way, Jacqueline.
Yep.
Fans challenge, $3,000 if he finishes there. Danny Bone up to the fourth position. A lot of attrition. It looks like a heat race out there right now. The modifieds fire off of turn number 4. And Brandon Ward gets down barely to the bottom.
Oh.
That was hairy moments right there, and great respect from the ace, the Walnut Cove, North Carolina driver in the number 1, Burt Myers. Danny Bone in fourth position right there, your second place finisher in the season opening Hayes Jewelers 200. He's only going to run the big shows this year, including this one, and no mistaking why. He was here and wanting to run that 100 lapper. He chose the Fans Challenge because he's not racing for points. 10 laps to go here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Burt Myers once again working the rear of the number 104, the Q104 car of Brandon Ward. Right now, guess who loves this? Oh, the 83 loves seeing the rear view mirror full of two rivals trying to go at it because he is pulling away.
He sure is. Meanwhile, Brandon Ward's trying to just pull away from the number 1 and Burt Myers, who seems to superglued himself almost every single corner doing what he does as the caution flag is going to fly.
James Savali is slow on the back straightaway, and he is pulling his car behind the wall and going to the pit area, so it looks like his night might be done. That, I guess, is the reason for the caution.
Yeah,
Choose cone going out right away. We're not wasting any time, any laps here to entertain you on Flow Racing and at Bowman Gray Stadium. Fans, you got to love this. Here's to choose. Brandon Ward, will he choose the top or bottom? Oh, he goes to the bottom. That opens it up for Burt Myers. Burt Myers is going to choose the outside, and the fans love it.
You got to make a change at this point. Take a chance with 7 laps to go, this 7-lap shootout. But let's see if he can get down.
Or is he going to battle him into the south turn and drag race him? Here we go, folks. Battle of the Titans. 6 laps to go as they come to the line. Firing off first is Tim Brown. Burt Myers on the outside entering the south turn. Side by side through the turn. Burt Myers is going to try to... No! He charges in the outside, then settles down into P2. Here we go. The final laps of the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100.
Nice work, Burt Myers taking that chance there. It paid off. Now in second. Back bumper to the 83. Going to get a push again here in the far corner.
I've stood up. You know why? Because 16,000 people also did. And now, this is why. The two Titans going at it. Burt Myers using the orange bumper. People are standing up outside. People are standing up in the tower. This is it.
Let's see if we can get him loose again. Tim Brown's doing an excellent job of keeping it square, getting hit from behind. This time by, they're going to come around. It'll be 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Who will win it? The fans are on their feet. This is it. Oh, boy. This is why you buy a $12 ticket here to this beautiful North Carolina track. White flag is out. Burt Myers makes contact. Tim Brown is sideways. Now they race down the backstretch into the north turn. Who's it going to be coming off of the turn number 4? The winless drought is over. Burt Myers finishes second, but it's Tim Brown to victory.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, what a battle there to the end. Sideways, using the bumper a la Bowman Gray style. It's been a streak that was going on since 1993. And I'll tell you what, finally, since July 24th, 2021, this driver has not visited Victory Lane, despite being a 94-time winner, despite being a 12-time champion. And boy, he has been haunted by that winless drought, and no more. A winner again at Bowman Gray Stadium, and the fans are on their feet as the 12-time champion, the legend at Bowman Gray Stadium, dances around this facility, waving triumphantly that checkered flag. The Jerry Hunt Super Center's car is a winner again. Win number 95 for Tim Brown, the Rocket. Oh boy, I can't wait to go down to Victory Lane. Let's waste no time, because this is Bowman Gray, and this is a legendary win. I've been waiting. Well, it looks like PA Mike is having some trouble right here, so we will call him out of the car. Family, friends, all surrounding the Hayes Jewelers Jerry Hunt Super Center, number 83. Tim Brown, who first won here in 1993 and had a 21-year streak of victories here. Last year he won the championship, but he didn't win a race. He was sour. The fans are cheering and a lot of them booing, but here he comes, the winner of the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100, the Rocket, Tim Brown. Hugging his wife, there's Cam, his son, celebrating with his arm in the air. What a great family moment right here as he grabs his daughter. I love seeing the family in Victory Lane. That is something awesome. Whether you love Tim Brown or you hate him, and you heard the crowd, they were booing and they were cheering. But one thing you got to respect, Jacqueline, is the stats. You have to respect the man, you have to respect the family, and you have to respect his role here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Undisputable. That's it. 95-time winner, 12-time champion. Close the book right now. This guy is a Bowman Gray Stadium legend.
Yeah, and Tim has always said that no matter if they're cheering, no matter if they're booing, they're coming here to Bowman Gray to see me. And tonight, he executed a perfect race. He did all he could do with the defense there, even with Burt Myers at the very end, doing everything he possibly could without completely taking him out. And with that in Victory Lane, man, what a sight it is. We're going to take a moment and go to break. And when we come back, we have a few more races left, Sportsman Division and 2 Stadium Stock feature events.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium. The modifieds are done, and Tim Brown is the winner. And next, the second Sportsman Twin 20. Folks, stay tuned because this is going to be a barn burner, and also 2 stadium stock races. And if you've never seen the stadium stocks, if you're new to Flow Racing, Bowman Gray coverage, they are awesome. Let's take you for the starting lineup for race number 2 for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Division. We'll start from the back to the front. Starting 18th is the number 13 from Walberg, North Carolina. It's Tucker Myers. And in the Liquid Death, number 15 from Lexington, North Carolina, it's T. Dawson.
Starting in 16th position from Thomasville,
Starting
North
fifth.
Carolina, number 38 of Mitch Gales. And to the inside from Advance, North Carolina, the number 22 of Wesley Thompson.
Starting 14th tonight in the number 28 CNC Lock and Key Machine from Lexington, North Carolina, is the young Nate Gregg. Starting to the inside, a car that he had a little bit of a beef with, it seemed, in that first race from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 55, it's Zach Orr.
Starting in 12th position from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 51 of Austin Taylor. And to the inside, starting 11th, the number 21 of Tommy Neal.
Starting 10th tonight in the Clifton Plumbing, number 6, Kirk Sheets from Lexington, North Carolina. And to his inside, in the driver from Lexington, North Carolina, in the cam knot, number 7, it's Connor Branch.
Starting 4th row outside from Walkertown, North Carolina, the number 07 of Riley, the real deal Neal. We just saw him win in the first feature. Let's see what he has tonight. And to his inside, Amber Lynn, also from Walkertown, North Carolina. Let's see if she can close that up. She almost got the win.
Yeah.
And what does she have left for this second feature?
Starting 6th tonight in the 03, he almost did it in the first race from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in the Duggins Welding Machine. It's Sterling Plemons. And to the inside, the driver of the number 5, the NC Mobile car from Walberg, North Carolina. They say High Point, but you think he's from Walberg. Hey, now, Spencer Martin.
Now, don't confuse High Point with Wahlberg.
I know,
right
it's
there.
a little, little separate.
Starting second row outside from Winston-Salem, the number 31 of Chase Robertson. And starting third row, second row inside from Walberg, North Carolina, number 54 of Braden Mills.
Starting on the outside of the front row is the second-generation driver from Yadkinville, North Carolina, driving the Eveready Mixed Concrete Kane Tire and Automotive Machine, 24-time winner. It is Michael Adams. And on the pole tonight, a driver that is looking to get it done. He said his car didn't handle good at all this morning, but tonight he starts on the pole for the second Twin 20 for the Sportsman Division. From Kernersville, North Carolina, in the Wade Interiors, Kevin Says Yes.com car, the 9-time winner. It's Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor. 2 Taylors in the field, the brothers. It was funny. I was talking to him earlier on. He was sitting on the door of his car, Justin Taylor, and saying how his car handles like, well, crap.
Hey, at least he's honest.
And then Austin said he just doesn't have any power. And I said, you know what? I put my arm around them both. I said, you guys are a perfect pair. One doesn't have power. The other doesn't have handling. I said, combine it somehow and superpowers. Super donkey powers. Donkey Strong. That's their motto on that 12 car that's on the pole right there. And, here we go. 20 laps for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Division. A favorite of anybody that comes to watch NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts weekly racing action at historic Bowman Gray. Green flag is out. The 12 and 19 dance into turn 1 and 2.
Wow, sideways there. Cars going all over, but we got Michael Adams. He's going to try to compete for this lead on the outside. Will he make the move? Wow, he's able to pull away there and hold on to it. As Justin Taylor on the inside, he's going to push up a little bit into that 19.
New pavement, no problem. Here comes the 19. He wants to win yet again and keep on padding that win total. And he's doing it the hard way on the outside. Can he get by Justin Taylor? That's the hard way to make a living right there. Taylor loose to the bottom. Give the lead to Michael Adams.
That's what Michael Adams wanted right there, just a little bit of a wiggle from the number 12, and he does it. Right behind him, a little bit of chaos from all the cars. Man, we have just the 31 going to be able to close the gap a little bit of Chase Robertson. That's the top 3. Behind him, we have the number 54 of Braden Mills and the number 5 of Spencer Martin. 3 laps in the books.
Michael Adams in the lead of this field right now. Chase Robertson in third position. You see that black and orange number 31. The young man that was awarded the victory when Nate Gregg was disqualified last week, getting his second win of the season, is the number 31 machine of Chase Robertson. Chase Robertson of the famed Robertson Racing family that has been so well known here in the great state of North Carolina, and now he's to the back bumper. Young man who, well, opening night won the race. And then guess what he did? He hopped out of his race car. He got all dressed up in the trailer, and he went to prom. How about that? Senior prom for young Chase Robertson. That's a victory right there, man. Winning races at Bowman Gray and go to the prom, baby. Tell you who's not winning right now as the yellow flag comes out, and that's Sterling Plemons on the bottom in the Duggins welding machine. You guys are laughing at me. I say some dumb things sometimes, don't I? At least I entertain you.
I was laughing because you were just roasting Mr. Plemons.
No,
like, he's not winning tonight. He's in
I love Sterling. He's in the grass. He's obviously. I'm not making fun of you, Sterling. I love you, dude. Sterling Plemons is what's great about him too is second-generation driver. His father, Bill Plemons, raced here for so many years at Bowman Gray Stadium, and as you open up the program here, and you see, Bill Plemons RV, and you see. You see that right there, Steve. And his dad, and you see the Bill Plemons RV ad there, and you see him sitting there in victory lane, which is really darn cool. And carrying on that family legacy here is Sterling Plemons. His dad, Steve, his grandpa. Thank you. There's a reason we have. You try to get to know your competitors, and I love Sterling Plemons. I love going to visit him. One of his crew members, by the way, I digress, has a big beard, and if Sterling wins, he's going to cut the beard off in victory lane. Anyway, but thank God for Justin Mincy, because he knows all the branches of the family trees here at Bowman Gray that go back so many generations to the early days, the 40s. And Bill Plemons is actually his grandfather, so I stand corrected. His father is Steve, who I have met back in the garage area. So, 3 generations of racing for the Plemons family.
I love a good racing family. I do.
Yeah, you come from one.
Absolutely. 3 generations now.
Yeah. Technically, I'm a part of a 3-generation racing family too. We didn't win many checker flags, but we sure didn't finish too much in last.
No choose cone here. The number 19 going to get a restart. I think
Chase Robertson, trouble coming to the green. Chase Robertson behind that. Looked like he missed a shift coming to the green and almost stacked up and wrecked the entire field. Somehow he has recovered just behind the screen right there into the 4th position. But what a near terrible situation for the points leader.
This is exactly, though, what Justin Taylor wants to see. And Michael Adams is going to give him quite the gap run away from everyone else. We have 20 laps. That's the scheduled distance here. And we're going to hit halfway this time by.
A little bit of a trouble coming out of turn number 2. I don't know if he'll be able to pull off the track, but Braden Mills has slowed, and yellow flag is out here. Caution 811. The yellow flag and the yellow lights are illuminated around this raceway. Definitely Kurt Sheets also slowing down on the front stretch. Clifton Plumbing, number 6. I think we'll have a quickie yellow here. But, yeah, on that restart, man, it was unique. It was interesting to see Chase Robertson, who usually, even though he's young, he doesn't make many mistakes. I think Kurt Sheets' car has stopped in turn number 1. He's going to need an assistance to get to the pit area. So Jimmy is on the Midway Mobile Storage cart and is ready to go give him a push. Star Clifton related to the great Clifton Racing family, brings us our starting lineups each and every week, and we always want to say thank you to her. Also want to give a shout-out. Check this out. I was kind of saying before, but we went to a restart. One of my things I've done here for so many years since the early 2000s is I'm a dork. I just love to bring new people to Bowman Gray. Okay, so like, you know, I don't care who you are, if you're a friend, your family, whatever. I just it's like it gives me like goosebumps to bring somebody here for the first time because I love this place so much. And so my buddy Sean at church, he's a big race fan, and he'd never been here. I'm like, what? So I got him to come out tonight. He's sitting with my buddy Christopher Honeycutt over in Section 6 right now, chilling out with him. But his friend couldn't come. So I'm like, what do I do with the ticket that I bought? I bought it. I wanted to try the new thing here, which is Ticket House. And I'm not doing this as an advertisement, but it's really cool to see such an old facility here that does a lot of things, let's be honest, antiquated, because this place is old school. But they join modern society in electronic ticket purchasing. And Ticket Haas is the app that I wanted to try it because my buddy Frank Bolter has that and PitPay. And I'm like, I'm going to try this thing. You know, I get to buy a ticket, you know. So I bought a ticket for Sean and his friend. His friend couldn't show up. So I just went on Twitter and I said, well, I'm going to just give the second one away. And I couldn't believe how quick it was even to transfer the ticket. So Montgomery Collier is in the grandstands tonight. And Montgomery, when you go home and watch this on replay, here's your shout-out. I'm glad you're here at the Madhouse tonight. Amongst 15,000 fans, this is where you need to be, sitting your butt in the bleachers at one of the greatest tracks in America.
Welcome, Montgomery, and welcome back. We're going to go to green this time, and quite the start there by the 19. Almost as if everyone else was sleeping there. Nice job, Michael Adams, Justin Taylor not far behind, and the number 5 is Spencer Martin. And meanwhile, Chase Robertson, the 31, is going to get a little bit of shot behind from Riley Neal. Almost deja vu from the first race that we had.
Michael Adams. He looks nearly untouchable in that ever-ready mixed concrete number 19 car. That car has so much drive off, and now we got a little bit of trouble right behind him, side by side for third position right now. Chase Robertson's underneath the number 5 of Chase Martin. They've already had a little physical contact. Now comes the 07 right behind them, and the 2 of Amber Lynn. It is on for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place positions. Chase Robertson, give him P3. P4, give it to the real deal, Riley Neal. And here comes the winningest female in Bowman Gray Stadium history, Amber Lynn. Choo-choo train, and there goes the 5 to the caboose.
5 laps to go, this time by Chase Robertson right there, top 3. Right behind him, the battle continues for Riley Neal and Amber Lynn. Who's going to get the advantage here? He's going to squeeze her in the corner. She's going to wash up just a little bit. Right behind her, and chaos from behind Zach Orr and Nate Gregg. Wow.
We kind of warned you about that. Okay, in the first feature at the end of the race, those 2 drivers got together. Let's keep the camera on this number 55. He's not happy. Here comes Zach Orr across the infield grass. He is not happy with Nate Gregg, and he is showing it. Nate Gregg's car is ripped to pieces, and now the emotions are overflowing at Bowman Gray. Zach Orr is pulled to the rear of the CNC lock and key machine. Nate Gregg now stops his race car right in front of the grandstands coming out of the north turn. Oh, boy. Nate Gregg pulling off in some smoke. Zach Orr, the Johnson Motors, the Jerry Johnson Motors, number 55, is not happy with Nate Gregg. That's carrying from the first race to the second race. That's what's great, Jacqueline, about these twins.
There's not really much damage the 55 could do to the 28. He's lost his whole right
alongside
side
of him.
here. But, yeah, he's like, hey.
He's not happy. Look, he's pointing at him. Oh, short track racing, baby. Short track racing. The gloves come off. And I'll tell you what, this is an emotional sport. People that don't understand it and think, what the heck, these guys are a bunch of clowns? No, man. Have you ever sat in a race car? You know, when you get wronged, you get mad. Period.
Look at Zach Orr race him with no gloves on. All right, now Looks like we got everyone ironed out here. Track officials are going to get the back of the field sorted out. And if you're keeping track here, we have 16 laps in the books, so we have 4 to go. Now that we've got everyone sorted out and into the position, Nate Gregg is stopped just for a moment.
Michael Adams in the lead, 16 laps into this 20-lap race. Of course, we don't have a ticker for you, so we'll give you the lineup right now. Michael Adams leads Justin Taylor in the number 12. Chase Robertson's Jerry Hunt Super Center's number 31 is in the 3rd position. In the 4th position is the young lady in the number 2. Mark Robinson for Governor Carr of Amber Lynn, and right behind her is Riley Neal. And right before we went to that yellow, Amber Lynn moved the 07 to get by him. So I'm kind of curious, too, when we come to a restart, to watch that 3rd and 4th and 5th place battle, because I'm not too sure if we're not going to see a little bit of Riley Neal returning the favor to Riley Neal returning the favor to Amber Lynn. So behind Amber Lynn, who's in 4th position, is the real deal Riley Neal, who won the first feature event. Spencer Andrews behind that. Sterling Plemons recovering nicely into the 7th position. And then right behind that is Wesley Thompson in the SMEX 22, Austin Taylor, and Connor Branch. Not hearing much of the 21 car tonight of the great Tiger Tommy Neal. But we're about to go green flag racing up at the front of this field. We'll have 4 laps to go in this 20-lap Sportsman Affair. 2 more races after this set for you on Flow Racing from the famed quarter mile. Michael Adams fires to the throttle. What a great start. Once again, just like Jacqueline Drake told you in the last restart, and he repeated it again. Now, I'd say, let's watch that. Oh! Further back in the field, we've got a big wreck between the 28 of Nate Gregg and the 15 car, the Liquid Death Machine of T. Dawson, who is teammates with the number 55 car, yes, of Zach Orr. They pit next to each other. They're teammates. Orr helps on that car. Oh, ho, ho, ho. The plot thickens. We talk about family trees. There's also camaraderie between teammates. And guess what? We just saw something. They got together, and it looks like Nate Gregg might be done. But Nate Gregg's night is over. T. Dawson is going to the pit area in the number 15.
I think oftentimes we have race fans ask, we got Nate Gregg is out of his car here.
Nate Gregg is out of his car, walking to the infield grass, showing his displeasure, clapping over. Yeah, he's clapping over and waving to the fans, clapping over to the driver, the number 55, Zach Orr. He is not happy, and he's on the long ride with Jimmy on the Midway Mobile Storage cart. Back to the pit area. Wow. That was interesting. That wasn't happenstance right there, I don't think. Was it irony? Or what do you think? I mean, that's a team guy from.
I didn't see what happened back there,
but they just happened to get together.
Yeah, I don't think he just happened because he was clearly turned. I mean, it seemed weird. The whole thing seemed very odd. And then the 28, I mean, he got clobbered. He got clobbered hard by the 15. You could see the left side of that 15 completely caved in. I mean,
I couldn't really see it until it happened,
like
so I don't know who
boomerang.
did the clobbering. I have no idea. I mean, both of those cars are so tore up. Like, did you see it? Because I sure didn't. All of a sudden, I looked up, and I'm like, oh, my gosh.
No, but the 15 was to the outside of him and then had turned in. So that's where I think maybe there was something fishy happening. Yeah. Justin Mency is up here saying yes. So, but, that's an interesting, conversation, right? Should teammates do that?
How can you prove it?
The 55,
you can't prove it, you know.
But the 55 could have done that too. He could have just, I don't know why he would need his teammate to do it. That's the other side of it. He was back there too. He could have just done it.
I liken it to hockey.
Hockey?
Yeah, hockey. Hockey. The hockey playoffs are going on right now, and typically, okay, if Justin and I are, we're a line. You know, you're the center. I'm the left wing. I'm a goon. To the right of us is Justin Mincy, and we're skating down the ice, okay? And somebody takes a run at you, Jacqueline, which means they hit you, and they might hit you a little dirty. If they hit you a little dirty, guess who's the first person that's going to put that person into check? It's going to be me or Justin Mincy.
But that's different.
That's
different because that's a team sport.
This isn't a team sport?
That's a
good
deep
debate.
discussion because in racing it's often one driver, one car. It's no okay. The debate. Oh well, it's your teammate. You're racing for the win. It's the white flag. You're taking your teammate out for the win. Would you say that it's a team sport? No, it's every man for himself.
Well, it is, but it's also a team sport. Like I'm going to stick.
Every woman or man for herself. But yeah, that's where it's like that's the debate on racing. Anywho, one to go here. He's thinking about it. We can come back to that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Green flag is out. 17 laps into the books. Is Michael Adams.
Michael Adams is going to continue his perfect score of restarts all night long, followed by Donkey Strong right behind him and Chase Robertson, Amber Lynn.
Single file all the way around this place. We're going to be coming to the white flag lap here for the second Sportsman Division race. Michael Adams looks to have this thing all locked up. White flag is out. Coming around turn number 3 and turn number 4. 2 weeks in a row, he's a winner. Michael Adams, win number 25. Last week, he toppled his father with his 24th win. This week, nearly untouchable at the famed quarter mile as the ever-ready mixed concrete. Number 19. The very likable Michael Adams, a veteran now in this division. Once the youngster. You know, the guy with the hat covering the ears, a little backwards hat. You know, he has that vibe going on, man. But now he's one of the crafty veterans of this division. You see Kane Tire and Automotive on board, and as he pulls off there, Tea Time Sports and Spirits on the back of that 19, a big supporter of motorsports. In fact, you know, they have some podcasts that go on there. You know, Chris Carter, you know, his podcast, which is a big Bowman. You've been on that podcast.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do that there.
Tonight at Tea Time, they're actually having a fundraiser raffling off items for Victory Junction. So they are quite immersed in the motorsports industry. And tonight is going to make it the 64th career win for the Adams family. So 11th of all time in the families here at Bowman Gray. 64 wins, and that means 11th of all time. You'll see the family, friends coming around that number 19 as we'll send it down to Victory Lane to hear from Michael Adams.
A lot of supporters down here for Michael Adams. Very popular win. As he exits the cockpit, give him a hand. Michael Adams, the winner. Michael, you followed up a win last Saturday night, your second win of the season, 25th of your Bowman Gray career. You had him covered in that second one.
Man, I just want to tell you, I love racing Justin Taylor. Man, that was some fun racing side by side. I give him all respect for running me clean like that, man. That's what racing's all about. If everybody else would do that, man, everybody here will be on their feet. I just want to dedicate this race. My spotter Ricky lost his grandma this week, and I want to dedicate this race to her, man. It means the world to us. I can't thank all my guys enough. Let me thank my sponsors. Eveready Concrete, Rob's Trucking, Roanoke Cement, Kane Tire and Automotive, Tea Time, Larry's Trucking, Two Broke Girls. I forgot her last week, but my girlfriend Tara, TJ Photography, and Todd Brothers Plumbing.
Congratulations, Michael. Let's head over to the Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane to pick up some hardware. Kevin Powell's a busy, busy man in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner's Circle.
All right. Michael Adams celebrating in Victory Lane, a 25-time winner now at Bowman Gray, a monumental feat for that young man as he and his family get to celebrate in Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane. And we get set for one of my favorite divisions here at Bowman Gray Stadium, Jacqueline Drake, the Wild Stadium Stocks, the Q104.1 Stadium Stocks here at Bowman Gray. Always put on a show. I want to see you in one of those one time.
Well, I did get to drive one. You mean race one here?
Yeah, you got to drive a modified. But I'm talking about I'm talking about a stadium stock.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the modifieds.
No.
Yeah, the stadium stocks, they seem like they would be a really fun time, honestly. I think I would want to do, maybe that 59 car looks nice.
Oh, you're like picking a car now.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, if we had to.
Yeah,
although, what's that, AJ Sanders? Yeah, his car is really fast all the time, so.
Well, let's get you set for, we got 15 laps for tonight for the stadium stockers. And let's start from the back to the front as we like to because we're different. And Jacqueline Drake, give us the last row there.
Absolutely. Starting the 16th position from Tobaccoville, North Carolina, the number 51 of Andrew Cates. And starting 15th from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 25 of Matt Goodwin.
Starting 14th tonight, fresh off a race at Ace Speedway last night, is the driver from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, the beautifully prepared number 74 for Matt Alley. Starting 13th tonight from Walkertown, North Carolina, the Black Sand Company, 54, it's Justin Owens.
Starting the 12th position from Lexington, North Carolina, the number 31 of Kyler Staley. And to the inside, starting in the 11th position from Lexington, North Carolina as well, the number 90 of Robert Stramiska.
Starting 10th tonight from Advance, North Carolina, is the driver of the number 2 machine for Carson Reed. To the inside, Millers Creek, North Carolina, is the hometown of the driver of the number 41. It's Austin Shoemate.
Starting the 8th position from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 18 of Billy Andrews. And to the inside, he is a champion in this division from Mocksville, North Carolina, the number 24 of A.J. Sanders.
Starting 6th tonight in the number 59 from Yadkinville, North Carolina, the Warren Transmissions machine for Isaac Harris. Starting 5th tonight in the number 48 from Walkertown, North Carolina, it's Kenny Flippin.
Starting the 4th position from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, the number 04 of Connor Sheets. And starting the 3rd position from North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, the number 98 of Daryl Foster. Looks like he may have to drop to the rear, though.
Yeah, Foster, I believe, will drop to the rear. Your front row starters slated for you right now, and they will be the front row, is the Ty Singers Lawn Care, number 27. His brother's in the field. Well, this brother is in the front on the outside of the front row from Tobaccoville, North Carolina. It's Austin Cates. And on the pole, the super steady driver, the Deep Clean Solutions, number 46, and he loves watching the replays of these races on Flow Racing when he's done racing here at the stadium, the very consistent Wyatt Sapp. Stadium stocks are going to go for 15 laps tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium. The first of 2 stadium stock races for you to end the night here. And don't think this is some little old novelty division that they throw out at the end of the night. These guys are plum racers. You've got a guy like Wyatt Sapp right there. You see on the screen, the blue and pink machine that is looking for his first win. You've got guys like A.J. Sanders, only 2 spots behind him, who is a 56-time winner here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I don't know about you, but every time I see Wyatt Sapp's car, I just think of cotton candy. It's something about the pink and blue. And the white reminds me of,
there's cotton candy up there right next to the Little Donuts thing. Let's get it.
Hear me out. The white on the top of his car reminds me of the stick. So it's just like a stick and then the cotton candy, the blue, right?
I see it.
Yeah. Right.
I like that.
All right, and here we go. 1 lap till green. 1 to go. Flagman's going to show, although we got a car stopped in the...
Oh, it is the 41 of Austin Shoemate, but I think he's going to rejoin the field. Lights are back out again on the modern Chevrolet Pace vehicle as it's about to make the hard left-hand turn onto the infield here, the football field at about the 20-yard line. As the 41 rejoins the field, and green is about to happen.
And here we go for 15 laps. Green is out. Wyatt Sapp, great restart. Unfortunate, though, for the 27 of Cates as he's going to fall back. A.J. Sanders, though, he's going to be right there. He's going to look to the inside. Not clear. Going to fall back there. Continuing, Wyatt Sapp's going to try to get away, although he's loose there in turns 3 and 4.
Wyatt Sapp now cedes the position to the number 24. Give the lead to the master, A.J. Sanders. But the week 1 car that was the fastest the entire race is now in second position. Straminska. Now a yellow flag will be given. It looks like 2 cars are stopped in turn 3 and turn number 4. That is the number 2 machine of Carson Reed and the 51. Oh, the 51 right there. Andrew Cates, the Disco Turkey. There's the Disco Turkey on your screen, the black car of Andrew Cates. And you know what's really cool? Coming up at Bowman Gray Stadium. Okay, this place is a racing place, but the Disco Turkeys are actually going to play a game against the Uwharrie Wampus Cats at Bowman Gray Stadium. A baseball game. How cool is that?
How? Are they going to paint it in the middle of the field?
Know.
I need more details.
I don't know, but the Disco Turkeys, a baseball team, is going to play here.
I'm looking, for those at home that cannot see what's happening right now, Matthew Dillner is beside me. He had pulled up Carolina Disco Turkey schedule
cool
on
logo.
His computer. Yeah, on his computer monitor. And
Weird.
I've never seen anything about this, but the
what?
logo.
It's on the logo on his car.
I know, but the logo here.
It's cool.
That's big and bright right here for me to see. A turkey dressed in a 80s disco uniform, and he's holding a baseball bat, pointing to the sky, doing the disco move. I love it.
It's cool, man. And
creative.
And you know what's even cooler? It's on a race car. It's another sport. It's crossover. I love that. We got baseball on racing. We've got a baseball game at a football field. We're talking about hockey. We're eating donuts. All right, I'm going to eat a donut. You take us to green there.
All right, here we go. To the green flag, and it's going to fly. A.J. Sanders going to continue to lead, but Robert Stramiska is right behind him. Not going to let him get too far. Cotton Candy, 46, Wyatt Sapp right behind him. The 59 and behind him, and then the 54 right there getting loose. Justin Owens going to round out your top 5. Meanwhile, A.J. Sanders continues to lead the field with 3 laps in the books.
Oh, look out. Here comes Robert Straminska, though. Like I was saying before that yellow came out, week 1 here at Bowman Gray Stadium, there was no car faster than Straminska, who basically was about like a football field away from Blaine Curry with like 3 to go. And I was like, oh, Blaine Curry's got this thing on cruise control, and he's got this win. And next thing I know, I look up, and Straminska's on his bumper. And Blaine Curry literally took his Lindley Plumbing machine and with the little donuts on it and scored the win by like mere inches.
Heck yeah.
A.J. Sanders, great veteran racer who used to race late models at the now lost Concord Speedway. And he is winding his way through lap traffic. The Foster machine, the number 98, they navigate their way around that car. Strzeminska's lining him up here. You see him go from the outside to the inside. He's gauging how he's going to make that pass on one of the drivers that's the hardest driver to get around here at Bowman Gray Stadium, because nobody plays better defense than the guy in the number 24, Jerry Hunt Supercenters machine.
A.J. Sanders has over 50 wins here at Bowman Gray.
56. Crazy.
Robert Strzeminska, like you had mentioned, going left and right. Like you could see him.
Oh, lap traffic.
Oh, that's gonna mess him up.
Oh.
I don't know if he didn't see him coming there. That really is gonna impact.
Yeah, Matt Goodwin there with 5 to go. They're kind of getting in the way, and you look at Andrew Cates got out of the way big time there, because the last time we talked about lap traffic, it was him getting in the way of A.J. Sanders, costing him the win week number 1. But now A.J. Sanders masterfully making his way around more lap vehicles here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Kenny Flippin goes a lap down, and now Strzeminska starting to reel him in again.
Let's see how aggressive he can get in the closing laps, as we have 3 laps to go this time by.
2 really talented veterans battling it out for the lead. The number 2 car entering the infield grass. Will a yellow come out? The white flag is about to come out, but instead, Randy Smith
Caution.
throws the yellow.
Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see when you're leading a race.
Matt Garrison and Randy Smith in the flag stand tonight here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Gray Garrison in the booth to the left of us, and he's had a good night here, man. This has been a well-run program for as many cautions as there has been here. We've had a lot of quickie cautions. We've had some cautions that took a while to clean up because they were massive wrecks. But this track, Jimmy and all the guys down in the track crew doing an incredible job, as always.
I looked over at him a few times. Oh, he's looking at us now. Anyways, I looked over at him a few times, though, and he just looks calm tonight. Right, Matt? Well, you're showing him the donuts now. But he looks calm tonight, you know?
It's like he's on vacation.
He's
like
happy.
Maybe he was looking at your Instagram photos of, like, the beach.
Well, there's
I
that.
think I was at North Wilkesboro, actually.
Probably.
It was funny. I was at North Wilkesboro.
Are you trying to roast me again this
No,
time?
no.
I'm not going to come back.
We
and
have
keep
fun.
roasting.
Well, at least I think it's fun.
No, it's fun.
To be sitting at North Wilkesboro, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, I see Jacqueline's story pop up. And I see, like, this aqua turquoise beach. And I'm, like, looking at a moonshine still in an old race car, and I'm like, this is cool. Green, white, checker finish. Getting you set here. Green flag is out. Next time around. Half mile to go for A.J. Sanders. But Robert Strzeminska, don't look now, he might have something to say.
I think he has something for him. He's gearing up here. Let's see what he can do. White flag this time by.
Going into the south turn, contact between Sanders and Strzeminska. The former SLR late model competitor dives his 90 to the grass on the bottom.
Oh!
Sanders washes up. Here comes Strzeminska.
Whoa!
Sanders to the grass. Give the win to Robert Strzeminska.
Wow. And poor Wyatt Sapp right there.
Well, he crossed the finish line.
Collateral damage. He was going to have a good finish.
He slipped on that cotton candy.
He did. Oh, look here.
Oh. Cameras
Leaders.
to the leaders. Cameras to Strzeminska. Strzeminska is avoiding. A.J. Sanders is going after Robert Strzeminska. Here he goes. He's pulling up next to him. He's not happy, and he's showing it. Sanders waving his arm wildly outside that race car. Mayhem here at Bowman Gray Stadium. The fans that are here are on their feet right now. Strzeminska, a veteran race car driver, did get into A.J. Sanders, did not dump him, however, but used the bumper to get around. A.J. Sanders is riled up. He's not happy. The two drivers had a little talk, and now Strzeminska goes to victory lane. You see the damage on the front nose from that contact, and now donuts in front of the packed grandstands here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Jeez, when you pay $12 to get into this joint, you want to pay $12 when you walk out. And I'm in the booth. I didn't even pay $12. Let's just be honest. I got in for free tonight. I feel like paying tonight, boys and girls. Wow.
I just have to say something that has made me laugh tonight is when someone gets taken out in the final laps, and then you just look over and they're just doing donuts. It's just like
people are just randomly.
All right, yeah.
Well, let's go down to victory lane to Randy Pulliam here for the 4-time winner at Bowman Gray Stadium, Robert Struminska.
11. In just a moment, we'll have our second Q104.1 Stadium Stock 15 lapper. But we're going to have a word first with the winner of the first one, Robert Struminska. Here he comes, race fans. Your winner, Robert Struminska. Robert started 11th. Got some battle scars on that car. But inquiring minds want to know, were you making dinner plans over there with AJ just a moment ago?
Yeah, we're just talking about where we're going to go to dinner this week. I mean, AJ's the best there is. To even run with him, you're doing something. And I was just trying to move him just enough to get under him. And that it worked, but then he tried to cut me down there when I was inside. So it is what it is. We'll move on. He does a lot for me. We'll talk about it.
Well, you took a break, I believe, last year with Stadium Racing. Good to have you back. How's this win feel?
Yeah, it's great to be back. I wasn't even planning on racing tonight, but I wanted to come win one for their daddy. He passed away Monday. So, regrets, sir. This one's for you.
Give a shout out to your sponsors.
Yeah, Carolina Cowboys coming to Greensboro here in September. You guys need to buy your tickets. Leonard Salvage, Durham's Racing, LP Gear. There's a ton of them. Tom's 4x4. Marcelo's Drilling, Roach's Valley Entrance, Port City Race Cars, Joe's Race Products.
Well, Wyatt, let's go over here to the Carolina Wood Floors winner's circle to pick up some hardware. Robert Struminska, the winner of your first 15-lap event for the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series.
All right, Robert Struminska with a very emotional win there. He laid the bumper to him, but he didn't wreck him. And A.J. Sanders, he was hot, but after a conversation, they got it kind of calmed down there. But I love Greg Garrison came in here. He's like, how about that, boys and girls? Wow.
He was very calm until this race. Then he came over here and he's like, wow, he looks animated.
He absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
he's smiling right now because that's what keeps the fans here coming back. Chris Carter right here is in the booth. He's the assistant announcer here, and he is having such a good time watching this. So, hey, I love Chris because he hosts a podcast and a radio show with Doc Love and just has so much passion for this place. Let's give you the starting lineup because we have another stadium stock race. Man, I could only hope it's half as good as the first one.
No kidding. Starting in the back of the field in 16th position from Lexington, North Carolina, the number 16 of Blaine Curry. And to the inside, the number 71 from Mocksville, North Carolina of Chris Allison.
Starting 14th tonight, the beloved driver from Germantown, North Carolina. In the number 28 Blade Runner Pawn Machine, it's Robert Mabe. Starting to the inside, the number 26, it's Joey Tangler from Winston-Salem.
Starting the 12th position from Midway, North Carolina, the number 8 of Steven Sanders. And starting the 11th position, the number 43 of Brandon Brindle.
Starting to the outside of the 5th row, Terry Torrance in the number 50 Mako of Wilkesboro Machine. And to the inside, last week's winner, the number 81 from Lexington, North Carolina, it's Chuck Wall.
Starting the 8th position from Wilkesboro, North Carolina, the number 52 of Nick Bell. And to the inside, the number 14 of Ken Bridge.
Kenny Bridges is I love that guy, man. Open trailer, and he's one of the old veterans of this division. Starting in the 6th position tonight, driver from Hickory, North Carolina, number 56, it's Andrew Mason. And then the Bodies by JKR car lines up in the 5th position. It's the number 60 for Brad Michalowski.
Starting the fourth position from Pufftown, North Carolina, the number 40 of Kenny Dixon. And starting the third position from Swansboro, North Carolina, the number 7 of Brandon Clemens.
Brandon Clemens almost winning the race last week. And now, to your front row starters, it's the black and pink Pinto. Folks, from Mayberry, from Mount Airy, North Carolina, it's Victor Flores. And on the pole tonight from King, North Carolina, in the Mad Discs, number 69, it's Brandon Kratz.
You know, I just noticed you always end up getting the Pinto.
Ha.
Somehow.
God works in mysterious ways.
Right?
The Lord knows that I love Pintos.
He's trying to make sure that.
Pinto beans and Pinto race cars.
Do you do the Pinto bean thing on New Year's?
No, but I just like
it's
Pinto
black
beans. It's black beans and
black beans and
collard greens. I don't know, whatever.
For good luck.
Oh, sorry.
15 laps is the scheduled distance here for the Stadium Stock Feature race. It's the final race tonight under a clear sky. May the 6th is the date. Who's ready to rock and roll?
I just like the fact that Kenny Dixon is starting on the outside of that second row. The president, the mayor, the head of the Pufftown Mafia.
Yeah.
Or the Pufftown Mafia, or the Pufftown Mafia, or the Pufftown Mafia, if you don't know what it is. I know it's Pufftown, but they give me grief. But the mayor of the Mafia is in.
And here we go.
Yeah. Brendan Kratz will lead him to green. Pinto power to the outside. Victor Flores. Who's it going to be? 15 laps to decide. Stadium Stock, race number 2. Randy Smith, Matt Garrison, fly the green flag.
Stack up
Woo!
from behind. The number 40 there, not getting a good start. Kenny Dixon, whoa, out to the inside. We're going sideways.
Big wreck, turn number 2.
Oh, we got a lot of cars piled up here in turn 2.
Well, Kenny Dixon, unfortunately, is involved. Hate to see that, as well as several other cars. There's Terry Torrance pulling away in the number 50 machine. Hard to see who else is involved in that. I believe, it is. Okay, yeah, it is the 56 of Andrew Mason. Good job there, Justin Mincy, recognizing that paint scheme with the American flags on the top.
How could you not?
I mean, I love America.
It's a good scheme. That is
Yeah,
a
and
good
then
scheme.
Joey Tangler, the team car on the left there to Matt Goodwin. Tangler in the red and blue Mustang on the left side of your screen. Kenny Dixon, the hood off of that machine, as I think his night is likely done. Tow trucks coming out to the scene. You know what? This is a good time to take one last break before we tie up loose ends and we tie the knot. No, did we tie a knot? No, nobody's tying. Is anybody getting married in here tonight? No. We're just gonna fit. Oh, what's going on? Kenny Dixon. He got mad. He punched his car. Man, this is just a wild night. Let's go to break. I don't even know if I want to go to break because of all this, but let's just go to break real quick, and we'll come back with the finale of this 15-lap affair.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Oh, we're back here at the place affectionately known as the Madhouse. And there's a reason, folks. We've seen a little bit of it tonight. Lucas in the back and the whole crew here just enjoying themselves because it's been quite a night here at the Madhouse, hasn't there, Jacqueline Drake?
It always is quite a night here at the Madhouse. There's never a boring evening. You know that for sure whenever you walk through the gates of this place. You're in for a show. We're still trying to get the cars separated from their clingy wall here. It's not one to let them go.
Are you saying they're being clingy?
The wall is being
Stage
clingy.
5 clingers in the wall?
The wall is being clingy. You're saying, don't go.
Yeah, it is Armco. It'll suck you in there.
Yeah. Those guardrails.
Yeah. I love Armco guardrails. People dog on Armco. But I will say,
you hit them, though.
If it sucks you in, there's a lot of times where it flexes, which is kind of nice. I've hit some concrete walls and it sucks.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Anyway, Disco Turkeys, Bowman Gray Stadium. I'm back to the Disco Turkey.
You're
I saw a
back to
squirrel.
this.
Actually, I didn't see a squirrel. It was a turkey.
He still has the logo.
I've got the logo up because it's
the size of an 8 by 10
Sunday.
piece of
It's at
paper.
Bowman Gray Stadium. We're allowed to promote it, right? Sunday, it says Sunday.
When is it? Are you going to be here?
July 2nd, the 3rd. So it's the night
July
after Bowman
2nd.
Gray in July. It says versus the Uari Wampus Cats. I don't even know what a Wampus Cat is. Is that like a swamp cat?
Yeah.
Wampus? Catty Wampus?
July
Or they like? Do they
2nd.
walk crooked?
No.
It's like a crooked walking cat they're going to play here in a baseball game at Bowman Gray Stadium. I never thought I'd see that. A crooked cat and a disco turkey playing baseball.
Here to Winston-Salem?
I think I might stay overnight. J.B. Cole, if you're still watching, the former flagman here, get the spare bedroom ready for old MD. After Bowman Gray, I'm coming up there. I'm getting my sheets. I'm bringing it to your house. We'll drink a beer on the in the backyard.
Is that something you do? You bring your sheets with you to people's houses?
No, I guarantee I'll finish it by the time I get there. Sheets is good.
Oh, my God. So.
What? Sheets is incredible. Wait, what are we talking about?
I thought you said I'm gonna bring my sheets, and I thought you were saying like you bring
bed
your
sheets?
bed sheets. I was like, do you always bring your bed sheets?
I mean, that would be
Like,
hospitable of me. Very,
that'd
very,
be very nice.
very nice. You know, like if you
But I
like
thought it
and
was a
Justin
weird-
wanted to stay at the Dillner house, and you're like, hey, I'm coming over and I'm bringing my own sheets. I'd be like, wow, that's really sweet of you. But no, I'm talking about like chicken and like sandwiches.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Or do you really think like
I always
look
do
at me?
I do the MTO.
I clearly
thing.
am always talking about food.
You just said it like, oh, I'm bringing my sheets and staying
Yeah,
in your
you're right.
guest room.
Once again, Jacqueline Drake's right, and I'm definitely wrong.
I'm glad that I'm not alone though. Justin Mincy was on my side. He's sitting right here. He was like, yeah, he's talking about
Food.
400 count threads, like. Although that's not
400 calories I just ate in one donut. House is closed, says
Yeah.
JB Cole. He's watching
JB
live.
said you're not invited.
His boss lady, Whitney, the real pants wearer of the family, is watching also, and their two beautiful children as they watch on the back deck. Bowman Gray Stadium on flow tonight. So welcome, Justin Mincy, to the roast JB Cole show. We're back. That's all the time, baby. Everybody that's watched is like, who the heck is JB Cole? JB Cole used to be the flagman here. He's a former professional wrestler, and now he's like a housekeeper. He weeds. I called him the other day. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, weeding.
With a weed eater?
No, I think he was pulling them up by hand. Old school.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. Picking daisies or something.
Let me tell you, I have had my fair share of weed eaters. I grew up on a farm, and I used to have to weed eat 50-acre fence lines.
Good for you, girl.
It was horrible.
That's called hard work.
That's called I don't ever want to own a farm when I'm an adult now. I'll have like 5 acres.
What's the favorite race car you've ever raced?
It's probably my late model.
Yeah.
I really liked racing late models. They're fun.
At
and
what
they're
track? If it
fast.
was your dream right now to race a late model, at what track? What would it be?
Oh, like what?
You have a 25-lapper at any track across America.
I'm still trying to race at Orange County Speedway.
Oh, wow.
I've practiced there. It was a lot of fun, and I want to race there. Oh, look, there's the wall. Not wanting to let
Kenny
go.
Dixon doesn't want to let go. Never
Look at
gonna
this.
give
They're
you
like,
up.
They're like, nah,
Never gonna
just,
let you
They're
down.
gonna leave it. They're like, yeah, just leave it. We're gonna run the race with your.
Well, we have a new
side
sponsor. UniFirst is a sponsor here, and just below, not paying for his ad, although I think Dale Pennellis and them might charge him. Pufftown is going to have their mayor advertise on the Armco barrier.
There's only a handful of laps. Oh, okay. Actually, there's 14.
There's a lot of laps. There's only one lap down. That was the first lap, Jacqueline. I know this conversation's gone long, but
my bad.
I feel bad for you having to spend a whole night with me. This must seem like 2 weeks of broadcasting.
No, we have fun up here. I always love being in the booth with you. This has been a fun time.
We always have
And
fun.
we have a text coming in.
What?
JB is going to come next week.
JB wants to come next
hang
week.
out with
You're not here next week, right, Jacqueline?
No, I am actually headed to New York next week I'm off. It's the week after that. North Wilkesboro and then New York.
So
And
next
then
week
back
you're
to
off. You're going to watch on Flow?
Of course.
Okay. Well, maybe JB Cole, I think, is trying to get in your role here. JB Cole is lobbying to be a color person
Sorry, you retired.
on Flow. Sorry, you retired. Jacqueline says, nope.
He retired from the track.
Nope.
He's like, I'm going to come back.
Nope. Triumphant return? Nope. Shot down in flames.
All right, here we go. Coming to green this time by. We're going to get this thing started. Green flag is out. Brandon Clements going to lead this field around. Meanwhile, the number 81 right behind him of Chuck Wall. Everyone else has sorted it out. Single file all the way around. Chuck Wall going to get a little bit sideways. Trying to get to the back bumper.
Where have I seen this before? Oh, wait, that's right. It was last week. The number 7 car was in the lead, and he washed up in turn number 3. In turn number 4, when he looked like he had the race won, Brandon Clements there, a talented race car driver around the North Carolina area, and he was trying to get that win here at Bowman Gray Stadium, washed up just about, 40 yards away from the victory, and gave it to Chuck Wall. I was talking to Chuck by his car earlier today, and I was like, man, was that like watching Moses part the Red Sea in front of you? He was like, pretty much.
Sometimes you just have to sit and wait if you know that they're going to mess up.
Oh,
Yeah,
my Pinto's getting lapped. The power of the Pinto. Look at that little beam.
Let's see if Brandon can hold on to it this week. 5 laps in the books so far, 10 to go. He's not washing up in that corner at least.
Well, this is a driver that could get it done at a lot of racetracks in this area, particularly some short tracks like Carteret County Speedway. 10 wins at Wake County Speedway, a place that the gloves come off. Some good short track style racing. Oh, now he gets into a lap car. The number 7, once again, will he be snake bitten for a second week in a row while leading here at Bowman Gray Stadium? Halfway down is this 15-lap race. They're battling, dicing through lap traffic past Torrance. Now made the next lap car to go down.
Yeah, let's see if he got any damage there that would affect his toe. But Chuck Wall there dealing with a lap car. He's going to get around him. Brandon Clements going to get a little bit of breathing room there. Nice corner that time by.
Brandon Clements going into turn number 1. Still the leader of this event. Only coming to 5 laps to go.
This is where as a leader, you're the driver. You don't want to be looking in that rear view. You just want to make sure you're hitting your marks each time and not getting too stressed out by the car behind you. But Chuck Wall is closing that gap with 4 laps to go.
Chuck Wall, Lindley Plumbing, Little Donuts, flames coming out of the side of that race car as he exits the throttle into each corner. He is using all of the racetrack in that number 81 machine, trying to track down the fastest car on the track right now, and that is your leader.
Brandon is doing a great job right here, hitting his marks. He's getting around the lap cars pretty quickly. Pinto here might cause an issue. No, all right, he got around him really nice there. Oh, Chuck Wall has now closed the gap, though. He hit him from behind.
Here comes Wall to the bottom. Opportunity knocks, and that goes with a little bit of a front bumper, but pretty clean. Side by side through the north turn, right around the lap cars. Here comes Chuck Wall. Brandon Clemens, side by side. Give the spot to Chuck Wall. White flag. Can Clemens do it? Can he close in? No. For the second week in a row, Brandon Clemens loses the lead on the last lap, and the guy that takes advantage to the victory, once again, deja vu all over again, it's Chuck Wall. Wow.
That's going to keep him up at night.
It most certainly will.
He's
not happy.
Bumper.
He's not happy with Chuck Wall. Well, I don't know. I mean, Chuck Wall barely got into him. You know, that's Bowman Gray Racing right there.
I thought it was pretty clean pass. We saw some not so clean earlier today, considering.
Yeah, there's Clemens, and I'll tell you what, that's got to sting. That's got to sting bad. You know, this guy can get it done. He's not a slouch, okay? This isn't some, you know, minor league race car driver. I mean, when you win 20 times at Carteret Speedway, you've done something. But snake bitten so far at Bowman Gray Stadium, and Chuck Wall's got to be having a big smile on his face right now. Second week in a row, getting the win, this veteran race car driver, and a guy that's now a 27-time winner at Bowman Gray Stadium. 26 coming last week, and now 27. The wins just keep on coming as he goes for his victory lap, and he gets to pass Kenny Dixon Corner at Bowman Gray Stadium as he is his door is implanted in the wall in turn number 2. He overtakes Johnny Burke for 4th all-time on the stadium stock win list at Bowman Gray Stadium. Justin Mincy coming up big with the stats here. That's some deep tracks right there. That's a deep cut, buddy. Chuck Wall pulls in. The Greg Butcher trucking on the nose of that machine. And little donuts on the side. Let's raise a donut in the Jacqueline, you're going to have a second donut? I've had like 25.
I've had probably 10 donuts throughout tonight somehow.
Let's throw it down to victory lane. Randy Pulliam, the voice of Bowman Gray Stadium.
Chuck Wall unstrapping. He'll be getting out of the cockpit here shortly. Chuck Wall, the winner of your second Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. Chuck, beginning to be a habit. Second week in a row, back in victory lane.
Yeah, car was on a rail tonight. Kind of got into Brandon a little bit. I don't think it was too bad. I had to go back and watch the video. We're pretty good buddies. He's a good racer. I hate to take that away from him. But we had a quick car. We ran back up there to him. I was trying to just turn underneath him, and I think I got into him a little bit, but I'm not positive. So hats off to him. What about this car? I mean, Greg with Greg Butcher Trucking, Randy Butner with the horsepower, Adam with John Baker Plumbing, Jimmy and Teresa with J&T Services, B&B Designs, Little Donuts. I hope everybody's getting some donuts. I got to wish my oldest daughter, Ashton, a happy birthday today.
It's a great birthday present for her. I believe this is win number 27 in your Bowman Gray career, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's head over to the Carolina Wood Floor Winner's Circle. Crazy Kevin Powell has some hardware to give to Chuck Wall, the winner of the second 15-lap event for the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. Well, race fans, that concludes our program for tonight. We're so glad you could be with us, spending your Saturday night with us. We hope you'll be with us next Saturday night for the Thunder Road Grill Street Stock 50, the longest, most prestigious event for the law offices of John Barrow Street Stock Series. There'll also be a pair of 25-lappers for the Superfast Brad's Golf Car Modifies under the Madhouse Scramble format, sponsored by Elite Underground Utility, the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Series.
All right, that wraps up Bowman Gray action tonight, and some big winners tonight, folks. Chuck Wall there getting his 27th career win at Bowman Gray Stadium. Robert Strominska with a dramatic finish his 4th career win at Bowman Gray Stadium. Michael Adams, win number 26. Sportsman Riley Neal winning the first one, career win number 3. And street stock Christian Joyce, career win number 5. Tim Brown, the big winner tonight of the modified race, the Kevin Powell Motorsports 100, win number 95. That's the big story, Jacqueline.
Yeah, it really is. 95 wins, but I bet that this one was the sweetest one he's had in a while. Not having any wins recently, and that drought, winning the championship throughout that. He's probably like, man, I never want to have another drought again like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's got to feel good to have a 31 race winless drought snapped. That's the feel-good story of the week in short track racing. There's a lot of racing coming up on Flow Racing, and there's a lot more action coming up on the docket at Bowman Gray Stadium. Let's look at the schedule right here, because next week is the Street Stock 50 Lapper, and of course May 20th, one of the big nights. You got to be here. It's Crash Fest, and June 3rd is one I highlight too, the 100-lap modified race.
Yeah, and then later out in the summer, June 24th there, you have that Sportsman 100, which is also really fun to watch to see kind of how they iron it out. And then we have, on one occasion, double points night, too, and that is towards the end of the season. So it's interesting just to see how the drivers are able to survive all throughout the summer, every single week. And then as we get close to the end of the summer, a champion is crowned. So who can survive the nights here at the Madhouse? It all is going to unfold this summer.
That's right. We end racing in August here. We end it early for football season here at historic Bowman Gray Stadium. Got to thank our hard-working crew up here in the booth. Of course, we got Justin Mincy, Lucas Kaler, Zylax up here. We got Paulie Walnuts Kavanaugh on the camera tonight. Paulie Walnuts, an old buddy of mine that is a cameraman in the NASCAR ranks. Hope, great job tonight by Hope on camera. Quentin Marquez and Alex the engineer, of course, and everybody at the NASCAR building in Charlotte, North Carolina, and, of course, Flow headquarters in Austin, Texas. Thank you to each and every single one of you for joining us tonight on Flow Racing, and we'll be back, of course, next week at the Madhouse like we do each and every week. If you can't be one of the 17,000 strong, join us live on Flow Racing. For Jacqueline Drake, who we love having up here in the booth with us, when she can come up here, we have a lot of fun, a lot of banter, and yeah, I do beat her in the donut eating department. But for Jacqueline Drake and Matthew Dillner here, I want to say thank you for joining us on Flow Racing, and until next time, we'll see you at the races.